What's up guys, this is Kephas, and today I am wrapping up my farming of Saberstalker rep. About to hit, Revered, not Exalted. I don't think I have the time for Exalted, but I'm about to hit Revered because flying should be coming out Tuesday, I think. So just a reminder, if you haven't got your Saberstalker rep up, go ahead and do that. Doesn't take too long, probably takes about, a couple hours. If you get a good group going, do the weekly, get like 4,000 rep, use use your flags, use whatever you got to get that rep up fast. It's not too bad. It's not fun by any means. I would not call this fun, but it's not too bad. Anyways, that's not why I'm here. Why I'm on YouTube with you guys. I'm just doing this because it's something to do, and while I'm doing it, I thought I'd talk to you guys about, I don't know, some little thing they announced this past week. Something to do with World of Warcraft, some little, I don't know, content update, I think. It's called Legion. You might have heard about it. I don't know. It's just a little thing that Blizzard was talking about doing. I don't know. We'll see. No, seriously. The new expansion was announced, and it's called Legion. You guys all know that. I'm a little late to the dance and making a video about it, but the reason why is because, number one, I wanted to kind of wait and think about it for a couple days. I wanted to spend time just kind of, just thinking about it. I was going to make like a full-fledged, like, minutes of gaming, Legion, the overtime thing, I don't know, something. But for one, that was going to take too long, and I wanted to get my thoughts out there quicker. For two, there isn't a lot of like content. Like I can't use a lot of video stuff because it's not really nothing that I have the rights to, and so I just kind of wanted to just do this because I'm doing it. And I thought, hey, throw up the recorder and let's talk. So Legion's coming out, and I want to get this out of the way now. I'm hyped, okay? Am I hyped? Yes. Am I? Yes, absolutely. Why am I hyped? The reason why I am hyped is because I love video games. I am a gamer. I'm passionate about video games. And I happen to love World of Warcraft. I make YouTube videos about it, for crying out loud. So, even though Warlords of Draenor isn't the best thing I've ever experienced in the world, it's kind of the worst expansion I've ever experienced, and I do feel a little burned, and I felt a little underwhelmed for a little bit now with the game. I still am going to buy the expansion, and I know this already, and I know that I'm going to play it, so I figure, why the heck not get a little hype? Why not get excited about it? I mean, worst case scenario, it's not any good. Is it going to be the end of the world? No. Am I going to be disappointed? Yeah, but am I going to be like just completely wrecked? No, of course not. It's not like I'm asking that girl out for the 5th time, really hoping she says yes. It's not like I'm like applying for the job I've wanted my entire life. No, it's okay to get excited about something that you enjoy and hope for the best. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I understand people feeling a little burned and a little whatever, but if you're going to play, you might as well get excited. And I hear a lot of people saying, don't let yourself get too excited, you better who cares, dude? It's a game, have fun. Seriously, if you're not having fun, what the heck are you even doing? Okay, so yay, my advice, my 2 cents on that whole thing, go ahead, enjoy. If you want to get excited, nothing wrong with it. So I'm excited. And the reason why I'm excited is because, number one, Demon Hunters. Okay, I'm not going to like rehash everything that they talked about, but I'm just going to talk about what I'm excited about. I'm excited about Demon Hunters. I'm going to play a Demon Hunter day 1. We're going to do a series on Demon Hunter. I promise. That's probably what's going to happen when this expansion comes out. From the very beginning, I will start making videos leveling up a Demon Hunter, and we're going to experience that together because I'm excited. I always love a new class. When Wrath came out, my main became a Death Knight, and I have no regrets. It actually is a Death Knight right now. When Pandaland came out, it was a monk. It was the first thing I did. I leveled up a monk, and that's exactly what I'm going to do when Legion comes out, is level up a Demon Hunter. And this time, we're going to experience that together. So if you're not sure if you want to play one, you can watch me play one, and you can decide for yourself as you watch me. So that's definitely going to be something I'm excited about, and I'm really into that. I mean, it looks like they're going to start late, like level 95-ish. So we're not going to like have to level up a bunch of old content. We're going to get right into the action, which I think that's a good idea. And they have some really cool abilities. They got double jump, which is always a great ability. I freaking love double jump, man. Giving that to them, giving them 2 specs is an interesting design decision but it looks like that's something that they're kind of... It has more to do with the fact that I think they're getting tired of having multiple specs do the same thing, because we're seeing that with hunters big time. Survival hunters are going to become a melee class, dude. What the heck? That's cool. I mean, so you're going to be a melee hunter that runs around with a pet. That's awesome. I've wanted that in the game forever, so I hope it works out well. I'm going to go ahead and soak up a little damage buff here. Why not? Hopefully I don't kill myself. But I might as well get a little bit of fell bath in there, right? 4, 5's enough. That's plenty. I don't want to get too much. Some people go for more. I don't want to do too much. But anyways, so yeah, demon hunters, I'm all in. I'm all over that. The survival hunters with melee spec, that's awesome. Marksmanship's going to be ranged hunter with no pet, no pet, and Beastmaster is going to be ranged hunter with a pet. So it looks like with the way they're looking at classes and specs and how they're designing them, they don't want to repeat of the same thing. And they're doing the same thing with Disciplined Priests. They're changing them up to be like half damage, half healing. Where the heck did my team go? They're over here. And so, yeah, I think it's a great idea. I'm all on board for that. I hope they do a lot to distinguish classes and specs. I mean, I like more varied playstyles in the game, so I'm all over that. So with Demon Hunter, you get one DPS spec and you get one tank spec, and it looks like the class is going to be very unique in terms of how it plays. It looks a little roguish, maybe, but it also kind of doesn't. It looks a little bit, I don't know, man. It looks like, I mean, you got a little bit of a dash ability, like almost like a charge. It's amazing how much they remind me of Illidan from Heroes of the Storm. So maybe that's the route they're going. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm going to play it, and I'm excited. There really isn't much else to say about that. I'm excited about the PvP changes. I have said for many years now, I mean, I'm talking back in Wrath, that you cannot build a PvP system around gear. You just can't do it. A lot of people played it. A lot of people liked it. And it did have its competitive edge, kind of. But it never really reached that level of just being a great multiplayer competitive experience. I don't think it ever did. I think it's always been, it's the WoW PvP, whatever. And I don't think it ever worked. Literally don't think it ever worked. It sucked. If you were late to PvP and you were in there with people who were way over geared or geared way over you and you were just starting out, you didn't stand a chance. And that is not a good multiplayer system when you're playing against other people who can just wreck you, not because they have more skill than you, just because they have earned more gear than you. And I don't think that is by any means a good system. I don't know what we're doing right now. I guess we're just trying to gather up as many as we can. Which there aren't that many here. We should probably move on to some other area. But so switching over to like a Call of Duty perk system, I know some people hate that because for whatever reason the hipster gaming community hates Call of Duty. I'm actually playing Advanced Warfare. I just bought that the other day, and I'm actually having a lot of fun playing it. Oh, there we go. We just got it. We got Draenor Pathfinding. I'm going to be able to fly it, but I'm just going to keep doing this because why the heck not? Might end up getting his ult someday. Hang on. I gotta say, thanks. But yeah, so switching over to that system is great. It's more like a Call of Duty perk system where you'll earn honor, but it's not honor points. It's honor that goes towards your talent. So you'll earn PvP talents that you can kind of choose between. And I like that idea. So there's no more conquest points. I don't know if there's gear or not. I don't know how the gear is going to work. I don't know if we'll just, whatever you're using, you're all going to kind of be leveled out. It's kind of like how Guild Wars is, maybe. Maybe that's what they're doing. They have that technology. They can scale gear to a certain point. So we know they can do that, and they might have been testing that out. So that might be why PvP has kind of sucked this expansion, because they didn't have time to implement that new system in. And that might be why it sucked. I mean, I don't want to say that because that's I know that frustrates people. Like, oh, the reason why Warlords sucked is because they've been working on this one. I don't freaking know. It's not an excuse by any means, but I'm just saying maybe this new system will be better for PvP. It makes me want to do PvP just to try out a different way to play my class. I might give it a shot and just it's a nice sense of progression. I love it in Call of Duty. And I loved it in Halo 4 when they added it. So I'm a big fan of it. I've said for a long time that that was the way they needed to go. and they're finally doing that. And so we will see if it works. I don't know if it's going to work. It might not work. I could be wrong, but it might. I think there are going to be some people that are going to hate it. I guarantee you there are going to be some people that are going to hate it, and they're not wrong for hating it. But we'll see if it makes PvP a better experience. What are we doing in this cave right now? There's literally... Oh, okay. Well, I guess there are a couple guys. Oh, is that a rare? I don't know. Well, it's not a rare. But, oh well. So that's the PvP system. Not much else to say about that. I'm excited about that. It's a completely new system. And it's been the same system for many years, and it's a big deal for them to change that. So I'm excited. The class orders, a new approach to the garrison idea. Hey, again, we're not isolated. We have our own little area based on our class. We're going to be around other people who are also the same class, and from the way it looks, we're not going to be spending too much time there, which is fine. So we go there to do a thing. We go there to upgrade our weapons, which I'll get into. We go there to deal with our little smaller group of followers, which they're supposed to be a little bit more important characters, not just like little random followers that we get, but like say as paladins, we get to run around with, well, we get to kind of help, or we get to work with Lady Illidan. Hey, that's all. Whoa, he just kind of showed up. Okay. So that's cool. Lady Illidan is one of my favorite paladin characters. I'm excited to get to work with her, and I'm excited to see what other classes are gonna, who are shamans gonna work with. You know, who are druids gonna work with? I can't wait to find out. I hope that Hamill makes an appearance with druids, because that dude was awesome. So I'm excited to see. I mean, I'm gonna want to play every class for a lot of reasons this time around. I'm so excited. So the class order halls, great. I can't wait to see where all the classes go. I know Paladins are going to be under the Light's Hope Chapel. Death Knights are going to be on Acris, which is that flying ship thingy that Death Knights are chilling in now. That's going to make an appearance over in the Broken Isles where we're headed. Dalaran is coming back. I'm excited about that. I know Dalaran is like one of the most beloved like towns, places in all of Warcraft. It was awesome in Wrath, and I'm glad it's making a return. I think it's a great idea. I honestly do. I think that it's cool that we have a city that floats and can actually move. So getting to go back there, I know it's like some people say, oh, it's rehashed. Who cares, dude? We all love Dalaran. We've always said, oh, they need to bring Dalaran back or do another Dalaran. So I mean, we always talk well of it, so why the heck not, you know? So why not just give us Dalaran? It's continuity for the story. It's interesting to see what's going on there. Hey, you know, a neutral city, great idea. We've been wanting that for a long time. It's a heck of a lot better than War Spear or the stupid shrines. So bring it on. And so then you have the weapons, the new weapon system in the game, at least for in-game, and it's going to be the new legendary. Legendaries should always be weapons. Legendaries should never be anything but weapons. A legendary ring is the lamest thing I've ever heard of. A legendary cloak is not as lame, but still kind of lame in my book. But a legendary weapon, that's what is that is what legendary in any fantasy game. The weapons are what's legendary. That's how it's always been. That's how it should always be. That's just the way it is. In Final Fantasy, you got ultimate weapon. It was the ultimate weapon. That's what you wanted. You know, you got Excalibur. Those are legendary. Freaking cloak. You can't. What kind of legendary cloak? That's really stupid. So same with the ring. The ring was dumb too. So going to a legendary weapon, an artifact where it's not just something that you do through a raiding system. It's something that you're going to work towards in any way that you want or can, I suppose. And we'll get more details on how it's going to work. The fact of the matter is, if you're a paladin, you're going to be running around with Ashbringer. If you're a Death Knight, you're going to be running around with the Shards of Frostmourne weapons, the weapons that are formed out of the Shards of Frostmourne. And other classes are going to get these really awesome, some well-known, some modeled after weapons that are well-known, but they're legendary weapons. And I think that bringing some of these weapons back in the game and giving them to players like Doomhammer, man, what is going to lead to us getting Doomhammer? Shamans, you should be excited. Thrall could die. What if Thrall dies and you take up his Doomhammer? Or what if he says, I'm retiring, here's my weapon, or whatever. Who knows? Something is going to happen that's going to lead to us getting Doomhammer. Same with Ashbringer. What if Tyrion dies and we take Ashbringer up? Or what if he retires? We'll find out. Because the flavor text for these says that take up the legend. I don't know, something about taking up the weapons from heroes who have passed on or who have given up hope or lost hope. So we're going to be getting Sylvanus's. I mean, so there are characters, Sylvanus's bow. So there are characters here that they could die, or they could be giving up. So there is some story connected to these weapons that involve very key characters that are important and that we know very well. That's exciting to find out what happens. Some people are concerned about everybody having, like all the paladins running around with Ashbringer. And to that, I say, why is that an issue? Was it an issue when we were all running around with Blackhand's hammer? Was it an issue when all the melee physical DPS was running around with Shadowmourne, or at least Shadow's Edge? You know, I mean, what's the big deal? What if every paladin runs around with Judgment gear for a while? I mean, it's, you know, it's not like, I mean, yeah, you're going to have it, and of course you'll be able to customize the weapon as you progress. But at the same time, you know there are going to be some paladins that just don't like Ashbringer, and they're probably going to transmog out of it. So it's not like it's any different than anything else we've ever done. We were all commanders and warlords. You know, we were all running around in the same gear back in the day if you were raided. I mean, so I don't see why all of a sudden this is a big deal. Oh, it's Ashbringer. You can't have everybody have Ashbringer. Why? Why the frick not, dude? Who gives a crap? I mean, if everybody is excited about having Ashbringer or whatever, or getting to do some cool new system, who gives a crap? It's about having fun, man. Like, so, you know, we'll see how it works. It might not work, but the new system looks awesome. The perk system and the fact that you're going to build up your weapon, it kind of reminds me of the sphere grid from Final Fantasy. A friend of mine brought that up. You know, it reminds them of the sphere grid. And absolutely, if you played Final Fantasy X and the sphere grid, it's a lot like that. It also reminds me of the weapon customizations in, like, if you ever played Dark Cloud. I've always wanted weapon customizations in a new game, and getting that in Warcraft is really cool. I'm really excited to see how that works out. I'll definitely be looking forward to checking that out. That's one of my favorite features that are coming. That's coming. So, you know, and then let me think. You know, you got all the, man. There's so much just to talk about. You know, all the weapons and the new focus to classes. Hopefully, they do a lot of revamping of classes. I mean, that's something that needs to be done. Not necessarily just pruning more abilities, but also just some classes, you know, like the Hunters thing is a great idea. I hope they redesign a lot of classes like that. I think we could all use a little bit of tuning and changing how we work. And I'm really excited to see how the weapons impact class play, and how you can choose what your weapon is going to do to change how you play your class. That's exciting. But basically the only other thing that I can think of to talk about is the story, and of course Illidan is making a return, and I'm excited about that. I kind of thought he might be coming back at some point. I figured he might be coming back. I thought he would be coming back in this expansion to help fight the Burning Legion. Now here's the thing, will Illidan be a good guy or a bad guy? It looks like right now a lot of people think he's going to end up being the final boss of the expansion. Very possible. We don't really know. We know that Gul'dan is the one that broke him out, and we assume that he's going to be working for the Legion. Might be. He might not be. He might end up being the guy that turns on the Legion and helps us. That's what I'm hoping for. Number one, because everybody expects him to be bad, and I love being thrown a curveball. Number two, because Illidan could fill that role that I always talk about of being that anti-hero, where Illidan is an outcast. He's not being accepted by any society. His own people, the Night Elves, don't want anything to do with him. The Blood Elves hate him because he aligned with Prince Kephas, and everybody hates him. But even though no one accepts him, he still always ends up doing the right thing. You know, for whatever reason. Maybe it's because he still loves Tyrande. Maybe it's because he just, you know, he sees the error of his ways, and deep down he might be a jerk. He might hate everybody, kind of, but at the same time, at the end of the day, he's going to do the right thing. I kind of hope that's the way they go with him, because Grom and Garage kind of could have been that, but Grom just kind of ended up being like a weird, like, oh, now I'm good, because whatever. But, you know, so it'll be interesting to see what they do with Illidan's character, and I think that he's one of those characters that I think that a lot of us would like to fight alongside him, as opposed to killing him a second time. So we will see how that plays out. I think Illidan's a great character, and I think that he needs to be in the game. I think the game is better with Illidan in it. But we'll see. With the way Blizzard is these days with the story, it's pretty black and white. They might just make him a bad guy and we end up killing him and whatever. So either way, it'll be fun to see what happens. Other than that, I mean, I was not expecting this. I mean, if you guys watched my last Let's Play, I talked about, when I was leveling up my warrior, I talked about, like, what I thought was going to come, and oh my gosh, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. Okay, gotta get out of there. I talked about what I thought was coming, and I thought it was going to be, like, either a South Seas expansion, just like a lot of people. I thought we might be going to alternate Azeroth. I thought we might be dealing with something out in Tristfall because of that. Man, I think Blizzard did a good job of throwing us some curveballs to try to get... I think they were just trying to keep us on our toes. That's what I think they were doing. But they definitely... I didn't see it coming. I did not see any of this coming. So that was cool. And I like that I just was completely caught off guard. Illidan, you know, like I said, him being in is great. Gul'dan bringing him back and all that kind of stuff. And now we're dealing with a huge Burning Legion invasion. I think that there are going to be a lot of characters that die. Or at least a few characters that are well-known, important characters. I think we could have a very big Red Wedding experience in Warcraft. I think the game needs it. I think we need to have some characters killed off to really sell the threat and get some emotion going in the story. And at the same time, I'm really excited about the fact that it looks like they're spreading the story pretty thin. They're spreading it out a little bit. And if you've been playing WoW long enough, a lot of people forget this, but in the early days, mainly in Vanilla and BC, the story was always very spread out, especially in Vanilla. You know, you had all kinds of things going on, and it was really hard to tell what was going on in the game. I still don't really know what the major threat was. I think it just kind of depended on whatever patch you were in. Ahn'Qiraj stuff, and I know Onyxia was a big part of the original story. But, you know, in BC it was the same thing. I mean, you had Illidan, yeah, he was a big part of it. You also had to deal with Mag Theridon. That was another part of it. You had, you know, Ashara, or, you know, whatever, Lady Vash, or whatever the crap. That was a big part of it with the Naga, because they had a line with Illidan. And then you had the Amani that kind of randomly popped up there, too. And you had Medivh with Karazhan. So you had a lot of different things happening in the BC story. And then in Wrath, they kind of centralized it to the Scourged and the Lich King, and they actually did a really good job with that. And ever since then, they haven't really done such a great job, and people have been kind of like comparing a lot of the story to Wrath and saying, you know, we want that Wrath experience back. It was really good, and I agree. But at the same time, if they're not going to do that and they're going to try to keep this game interesting, I think that the next best thing for them to do is to spread the story out to keep it interesting. You know, make us deal with the Emerald Dream, and then make us deal with the Burning Legion, and finally dealing with Gul'dan and wrapping up that story, and, you know, seeing what happens with Illidan, and dealing with the Valkyr or the Vikrul or whatever the heck they're called, meeting these new Tauren people, dealing, you know, all this. There's just there's going to be some Naga story in here. There's going to be some Worgen story in here with Gen, and, you know, so it's going to be really interesting to see, you know, what happens with all this stuff going on. This spread out story, I think it should help to keep things interesting, rather than just having an expansion that's built almost entirely around orcs, you know, or entirely around Deathwing, or entirely around Arthas. Giving us a little bit more to chew on is a good idea. And I think that if they can capitalize on all that and make it all kind of, you know, make it all interesting and not just shoehorn it all in, I think it could be great. So we'll see how that goes. Other than that, you know, that's all I have to say about the expansion. I'm excited. I'm gonna get it, so I might as well be excited about it. I'm looking forward to seeing the cinematic. Holy crap, this is chaotic going on here. And so you guys got to see me finish up the Saberstalker rep. I'm glad to finally have that done. Looking forward to being able to fly, even though I have nowhere to fly to, because I don't know what I'm doing in this game right now. But I'm definitely excited about the next expansion. I hope you guys enjoyed this little talk about what's coming. I know it's just kind of random. I know it's just kind of like thrown together, but like I said, I just wanted to get my thoughts out there because I was excited. I wanted to share that excitement with you guys. So hey, what do you guys think about it? Are you guys excited about the expansion? Are you ready to see what's coming in Legion? Are you gonna play a Demon Hunter? Are you gonna be into the story? What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments below, and if you like this video, hey, that's awesome. Hit the like button if you did. Share it with your friends. Let people know that I am talking about this expansion and I'm excited. And if you are excited, that's awesome. So, this is Kephas. Thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful day. Until next time.